Hey everybody, this is Keith here of Euphoria Pictures. Welcome back to my channel. Right, so I am back at it once again for another 4K Blu-ray pickups video. Now in this video there's going to be 4 titles altogether, not too many. 2 of which are Screen Factory releases. There's also an Arrow Video edition in there as well. And it goes without saying, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on the 4K transfers for each one of these movies. So with that said, I'm going to jump right into it. And I'm going to start with a movie that's probably not too popular amongst 4K fans, but I am a huge fan of this movie, and it is The Intern. So this stars Robert De Niro and Anne Hathaway. And if you're not particularly aware of The Intern, it's quite simple. Robert De Niro is retired, he's a widower as well, and he's finding retirement hard. He's bored. And what happens is he comes across this company that Anne Hathaway runs. It's something to do with fashion. He becomes an intern. And it's almost a love story. It's a friendship love story. This bond that the two of them form by working together. There's something so charming about it, particularly Robert De Niro's character. He is, hands down, the most charming performance I have ever seen by Robert De Niro. He really is amazing in it. And I have to tell you, Anne Hathaway is fantastic as well. Both of them have phenomenal chemistry, and it's just a good feel-good movie. If there's ever a movie that you want to sit down and watch, if you're feeling a bit down, you just need a bit of a pickup, The Intern is a good way to go about doing it. Now, I had to tell you the 4K transfer on this one. Now, bear in mind that this is a 4K upscale. It's not a native 4K disc. This might be one of the best 4K upscale discs I have ever seen. I am not kidding. You would not be able to tell the difference that it wasn't native. The implementation of HDR, Dolby Vision, is so beautiful. The colours are incredibly deep on it. Not only that, but the image is so sharp. And that's saying something when you consider how good the Blu-ray looks. And I'm not kidding. The Blu-ray is no slouch. It's an amazing disc. Again, it's one of those Blu-rays that I was kind of questioning myself. I was like, do you really need to upgrade onto 4K? But I have to tell you, after seeing this, I am so happy I did. It actually does come with a DTS 5.1 audio. It's the exact same audio that you got on the Blu-ray, and it gets the job done. Absolutely no complaints whatsoever. If you're a fan of this movie, I highly recommend checking out this 4K transfer. I could not believe how good it looks, and I think you'll get a lot from it. So that's my first movie, The Intern. Right, so moving swiftly on to my next release, it's the Arrow Video title, and I have to tell you, I was very curious to check this 4K release out. It is The Usual Suspects. Now, the reason to why I wanted to see this on 4K is because I have the Kino Lorber release, and if memory serves me, I think I wasn't that impressed with it. So I was curious to see what Arrow Video could bring to the table. Now, I don't know if it's the same transfer, I never checked it out. So all I can talk about is what I've seen here. And I quickly realised when it comes to The Usual Suspects, it's never going to be a pristine 4K image. There is, I don't know how to describe it. I don't know if this is the best way to describe it. There's almost like this haziness to the image. It's like this dreamlike state. I don't know if I'm, describing that right. But yes, there's an element of haziness to the image. And it's not the sharpest image you're ever likely to see. But there is a bit of fine detail in The Usual Suspects, whether it's clothing textures, facial details, all that kind of stuff. But another issue I had with it is The Usual Suspects is a very, very dark movie. So naturally you want those deep blacks. I'm telling you now, you are not getting it with this release. There was times where I thought the blacks looked a little washed out. Nowhere near as deep as you come to expect with a 4K release. But having said that, I am going to defend it because I think The Usual Suspects has a certain stylistic look to it. This is how the movie is meant to look. It's meant to look a little hazy. It's never going to be, like I said, a pristine 4K transfer. And if you're going into this release thinking that that's what you're going to get, you are going to be somewhat disappointed with it. But it goes without saying, I will definitely recommend this over the previous Blu-ray because I remember the Blu-ray looking very, very poor. It's a faithful transfer. And I think it's the best we are going to get when it comes to The Usual Suspects, and I'm still very, very happy that I picked it up in the end. Now, I don't have to talk about the movie, you know what it's all about. It's a fantastic, I don't know what you call it, a crime thriller. There's an element of mystery to it all. Who is Kaiser Soze? It has a wonderful cast. The ending in particular, the multiple twist endings are incredible. You will never see them coming. And if there's a small chance out there that anyone hasn't seen The Usual Suspects. Trust me, you need to check this one out. It will have you sitting on the edge of your seat from start to finish. And we had a blast revisiting this one the other night. So there you go, that's my second pickup of the video, The Usual Suspects. Right, so moving on to my Scream Factory titles. Now, before I do anything, I just want to do a shout out to a good friend of mine, going by the name of Carl, who helped me get my hands on both of these releases. Carl has a YouTube channel, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a link in the description below to it. And if you're into your 4K reviews, particularly reviews where they go into a lot of detail, I would encourage us to go over and check his channel out. And if you don't mind, please throw him a sub. So a huge thank you again, Carl. This means so much to me. Both of them are John Carpenter movies, and if you're aware of my channel, he is my favourite director of all time. And the first one I'm going to be showing here is by no means his finest hour. As a matter of fact, it's universally hated. But I don't know what to tell you. I really, really enjoy this one. And it is Ghost of Mars. Now look, I'm not even going to try and defend it. I understand why people don't like it. But like I said, I get a lot from it. As a matter of fact, when we watched it a couple of nights ago, it was my best viewing experience of this movie. Even Ellen was like everyone else. She did not like this one. And she couldn't believe how much she enjoyed it. Now, I would love to turn around and say to you is that maybe the reason to why we enjoyed it as much as we did is because of its 4K transfer. No, I don't think it is, because it's not the greatest looking 4K transfer you're ever likely to see. I found the image to be a little noisy at times. Just look at the opening sequence when Natasha Hendrickson is being interviewed. Just look at her face and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The grain is like sprack and it's kind of noisy, and I found it to be just a little kind of irritating to look at. So it is by no means the sharpest looking image you're ever likely to see. But having said that, we are talking about Ghost of Mars here. The whole movie was shot at night. So all you're going to be getting is blacks and a bit of orange and red. You know yourself, they're going for the Mars setting. So it doesn't instantly scream 4K, and it's much similar to The Usual Suspects. I found for the most part to be a very faithful transfer. And the biggest upgrade you're getting here is in terms of the Dolby Vision colours. It looks amazing, they really do, and they add quite a lot to that image. So all in all, I was very happy with what I've seen. But like I said, just like The Usual Suspects, don't be going into this thinking that you're going to be seeing a top of the line 4K transfer. You're definitely not going to get that. Now, it does come with a DTS 5.1 audio on this one, and I was quite surprised by it. Well, not surprised, but I was surprised by the low-end bass and how low it actually went at times. Took me by surprise. But it's a very active mix, particularly when you hear those action set pieces. So yes, it's a very good 5.1 audio on this one. I think you'll be impressed with it. Now, as for the movie itself, yeah, if you're not already aware of it, what can I say? Mars has been colonized by humans. These miners wake up the spirits of the Martians, and then they slowly start possessing all the colonists. And then it's all about Natasha Hendrickson. She's there to they're doing a routine prisoner pickup, which is Ice Cube. They go to this small town to pick him up, and they get trapped in this small town. It's all about survival. Surviving the onslaught from the people that lived in this town that have been possessed. Like I said, it's not the best movie ever made by John Carpenter. There has a lot of issues with it. There was some absolutely shocking dialogue, cringeworthy at times, particularly the ending of it. If you want to see how bad dialogue gets, just look at the last 20 seconds of this movie. It doesn't get any worse than that. But like I said, there's something about it I really did enjoy, and I had a blast watching it the other night. And I will always have fond memories when it comes to this movie, and it's great to finally have it on 4K. So there you have it folks, Ghost of Mars. Right, so moving on to the last 4K title that I'm going to be featuring in this video. You know it's John Carpenter, it is a Scream Factory release, and the movie is Vampires. Now, I was very, very excited to check this one out. It's been a while since I've seen it, and just like Ghosts of Mars, it's not seen as one of John Carpenter's best, even though I think it's starting to find a little bit of a cult following, and rightfully so. And one of the main reasons to why I enjoy this movie as much as I do is because of James Woods. James Woods is a vampire hunter, and he's chasing down the first vampire. And I'm going to say no more about it. But James Woods is unbelievable. He is your typical John Carpenter badass. And that's the one thing about John Carpenter when it comes to his leading men or leading women. They are all badasses, and he is definitely up there as one of the best. Some of the dialogue that you hear coming out of him, only James Woods can deliver it the way he delivers it in this one. And if you take James Woods out of this movie, what you are getting is probably a very average vampire movie. He really does make the world of a difference in this one. But it goes without saying, there is a lot of violence to be had in this one. There is some, like I said, cheesy dialogue. There is some very funny moments to be had, again, mainly to do with James Woods. It has a little bit of everything. The action set pieces are quite good in it as well. That's the one thing about John Carpenter as well. He's able to blend horror and action very well, and you get to see both of that in this movie, and I had a blast revisiting it. Now, when it comes to the 4K transfer in this one, I definitely left the best to last, because this picture looks truly, truly astonishing. Up there, definitely in the top 5 best 4K transfers I've seen from Scream Factory. And again, I have to give all the credit to the Dolby Vision implementation in this. There's a couple of scenes, well, actually one segment in it that I just really want to single out. And it's those scenes where you see the dusk setting. So you're getting deep blacks and deep oranges, and I'm not kidding you. When you see them, it feels like you can put your hand through the screen and touch everything. It is stunning. It is unbelievably sharp, the image. There is just so much fine detail. The blacks are insanely deep on it. It is a flawless 4K transfer. The grain is so consistent. It's very fine. Grain haters, you have nothing to worry about. It's amazing. It really is. I never thought I would ever see Vampires looking as good as it does on this release. And it goes without saying, if you haven't picked this up on 4K yet, I recommend doing so. It has a DTS 5.1 audio, and it's a good active mix as well. Again, all the activity is down to a lot of the action set pieces that you see in this movie. There is some quieter moments as well, where the audio does play with you quite a bit. There's a bit in it where they kind of go down the elevator shaft at the end of the movie. When you hear it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Yes, there's a lot of playfulness going on. So yes, the audio covers a bit of everything, and I was very, very impressed with it. So there you have it, folks, Vampires, and that's the last title that I'm going to be featuring in this video. So there you have it. So like I said, look, it's not the best 4K transfers I've seen in terms of Ghost of Mars and The Usual Suspects, but like I said, they are faithful transfers. Just don't go in thinking that you're going to be seeing these top of the line 4K transfers, and you should be okay. So there you have it, folks. So as per usual, if you did like what you see here, please do give it a thumbs up, and if you could do, leave a comment down below, and please share your thoughts on some of the movies that I showcased in this video. And yeah, I hope to see you all again real soon with my next. Until then, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.